Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming with the newest collab from Sigma Beauty and Angela Bright. So if you guys are interested in seeing two looks with this palette, hearing my first impression thoughts, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. Highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, I was so excited because I had no idea this was coming, and I got a notification that I was getting something from Sigma Beauty. And then yesterday I saw on Sigma Beauty's Instagram and Angela Bright's Instagram that they were teasing a palette, and I was like, oh my gosh, a new palette. I've been waiting, you know, I could just never have enough eyeshadow palettes from my favorite brands. So I'm so excited because the new Sigma Beauty and Angela Bright palette landed in my lap, and I just wanted to get something filmed just so you guys could have a little look at this collection. So the packaging is very simple, which I really love, and I think they've changed the size, so I don't know if this is like a permanent change to Sigma's palettes, but I have the Untamed palette here, and as you can see, this one is quite a bit skinnier, which is really nice. It makes it just a little bit more sleek, which nothing wrong with that. And then I do have some close-ups as well as swatches, so I'll go ahead and show you guys. My palette is already looking a little bit messy because I swatched it. The eyeshadow palette will retail for $50. I don't think my affiliate code with Sigma is going to apply to the palette, but you can use my code to save on the Sigma website if you're ever shopping for anything else. For example, if you wanted to throw in, actually this one doesn't count either. This is my favorite set with Sigma Beauty, which I have, and so I just wanted to let you guys know if you ever want a discount on the Sigma website, you can use my code KHMAKEUP10 to save some monies. And then they also included the set of bright lashes, which I'm so excited about because I know my friend Angie loves Angela Bright's lashes. So I'm excited to try a pair of that. And then they sent also Angela Bright's favorite set, which I don't think this is new. I think this is something she's had for a while. When I was working on filming my video to show you guys my Sigma favorite set, one of the videos I watched was Angela Bright's favorite set video, so it did give me a lot of inspiration on how I wanted to make my video happen. And you guys know me, I'm always saying like I can never have too many Sigma brushes, so I'm so excited to have some clean new ones to play with. I just cleaned some of my brushes as well, so it looks like there are some really nice blending brushes, some of my favorite like firm shader brushes, and then this really nice precision firm blender brush. So we've got a lot of options here to create a beautiful eye look or two, which is what I'm going to do next, just so we can test out the palette and see what kind of looks we can come up with. So I do have just some foundation, concealer, and bronzer, and I did my brows off camera as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and play with the eyeshadows. Okay, so this palette to me is like very much a half neutral, half colorful palette. There are some beautiful like primary colors in this palette, so I'm excited to play with it. The shade Bright is really cool. It's like a light iridescent kind of shade, so I'm excited to try that. So let's start off just with some matte shadows in the crease. So I'm going to go in with this burgundy shade called Zinfandel, and I'm going to put it on the outer corner and see what I can come up with. This is a very pretty pigmented burgundy shade, so I'm just using a Christian Dominique brush from Sigma Beauty, and I'm just tucking that into the outer corner. Sometimes I start with the lighter shade, sometimes I start with the darker shade. It just kind of depends on my mood. But I really wanted to start off with the dark shade today. And wow, this one is really packing a punch. I did swatch these shadows and I wasn't sure what kind of pigmentation to expect. I mean, the dark mattes did swatch really nicely, but I still feel like I wasn't sure how much opacity to expect. So this is like really beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so like strong. Such a beautiful, beautiful dark red. And I'm able to really pack that on. So I'm like pressing it and blending just a little bit, but I really want it to be really nice and dark and strong. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Evermore, which is like a pretty terracotta orangey brown, and we're just going to put that on the outer half of the lid and kind of give it a little bit of a gradient effect. And then I want to go into this light shade called Basic. And I'm going to just put that on the inner corner and blend outward. I wanted a gradient, but I wanted to create like a beautiful matte kind of vibe. And the other day I used the Oden's Eye matte white shade on a eye look, and I was so blown away because I don't usually do anything like that, and I was like, I need to try that more. So kind of love how this is looking. This shade also has a white, I think this is a white. Listen, sometimes my lights like mess with me, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of the white shade on as well. And basically I just want like a really dark outer corner and then a really light inner corner. So I'm going to go back in to that shade Zinfandel and just add a little bit on. And then I have this beautiful iridescent white shade called Bright up here. And I kind of want to see, it's like a white with a ton of gold shimmer. And so I'm just picking it up on my finger and applying it onto the lid and the inner corner kind of. And then I'm just going to take the brush and just kind of blend. So it's kind of like a simple look, but I kind of just want to show like a really light inner corner and a really deep outer corner. So hopefully it's like translating on camera. And then this shade Bright has like the littlest, lightest, bright pop of white. And I'm going to take her flat brush in her favorite set and just kind of bring that into the inner corner and brighten up that inner corner. And then I will do something with the waterline in a bit. But let's go ahead and do the other eye as well. Okay, so for this eye look, I'm going to start off with the E28, which is a detailed buffer. And I've just been eyeing this like teal blue shade. So we're just going to start off kind of doing the same thing that we did with the burgundy eye. So we're just going to apply this one really strongly on the outer corner and pack it and blend. Oh my goodness, this is such a pretty shade as well. And I'm just kind of applying that. This is a very contrasting palette. There's some dark shades and some dark shimmers as well. So it'll be interesting to see how people apply this. Ooh, that is so pretty and smoky. Am I allowed to say that about my own eye looks? I don't know. But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because I like how it's looking. I kind of just want to keep blending this. So I think I'm just gonna do that. Because there's some deep colorful shimmers, but not a lot of colorful deep mattes. A lot of them are the neutrals, and then holy smokes, that is so cool. I'm shocked at how opaque that is. Okay, I'm going to take the white called Bear, and I'm just going to use that on the inner corner, just kind of help lighten things up a little. This is such a nice brush. It's so fluffy. Okay, so now we're just going to play with shimmer shades. I think I'm going to use, man, I was thinking of using 2015, which is like a pretty purple. Now I kind of want to play with Hollywood. Champagne Problems looks really nice too. Oh my gosh, I have so many options. I'm going to take that flat brush and we're going to go into Hollywood. And I'm going to spray my brush this time because I didn't do it with the bright shade. But I want to spray it with this shade and see if I can get a really foiled look going. Oh, that's so pretty. You guys know how much I love green eyeshadow. So I'm just kind of pulling that all over the lid. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Faye, which is the darker green, and just kind of tuck that into the outer corner. And I'm just going to go back in with this brush and just kind of blend a little bit. And then I'm going to keep the same flat brush and I'm going to go into Champagne Problems, which is a really pretty sparkly shadow. I'm just going to pack that over as well. So kind of a different vibe on this side, and this side is more of like a neutrally vibe. So very different looks. I'm going to throw on some eyeliner in the waterline and we'll go ahead and finish off the looks. Okay, friends, so here is the finished look. I did go ahead and throw on the lashes as well as finish up the lower lash line off camera. You guys know me, when it comes to lashes, it takes me a little while to do stuff, and thankfully these were like half lashes, so I felt like it took me a little bit less time. But like I mentioned, I've heard nothing but good things about bright lashes, so I'm so excited to have a pair to myself that I can play with and hopefully keep practicing with. I feel like half lashes definitely make it a little bit easier, but they still give my eyes a really nice feathered out effect. So I love that for me. But yeah, this is the look. So let me know what you guys think. Of course, as always, my hair needs to be washed. I haven't had time, so we just did whatever this hairstyle is and we're just gonna go with it. The amount of times I felt like I need to cut my hair this week, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's the longest my hair has ever been. So yeah, I try really hard to refrain from cutting it because I know as soon as I cut it, I'll feel like instant regret. So let me know if you guys ever feel that way. But if you're wondering what else is on my face, so for foundation today, I'm wearing the Rare Beauty skin tint. So I got sent this in PR and I actually already owned it. So I was like, why am I not using the skin tint? Plus it's great for filming because I kind of want to get through some of my foundation. So I thought, let me try and use this a few more times. And it's a really pretty glowy skin tint. And then for concealer, I'm wearing the Natasha Denona Hygiene concealer. So that is kind of my concealer combo. My bronzer today is the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in Good Feelings or something. I don't know. It's the new shade. So that was sent to me, so I decided to wear that as well. And then for blush, I have on a beautiful combination, if I do say so myself. So I started off with the Sigma Cream Blush in the shade Nearly Wild. I think this is my favorite shade from their cream blushes, and their cream blushes are so beautiful. They're so buildable and they're just so beautiful. Like the way it sits on your skin, it just like melts into the skin and they're not overly pigmented. And then I went in with my favorite powder blush from Sigma, which is Tiger Lily. This one is actually in my Sigma favorite set, and I used the brush that's in my Sigma favorite set to apply the blush. This is such a nice blush brush. It's nice and big and fluffy, so it really helps blend everything out. So if you guys didn't know, my Sigma set is always linked in my description box as well if you guys are interested in picking that up while you're shopping the Sigma website. And then for lip, I have on the Sigma lipstick in the shade Red Velvet. These are super creamy and gorgeous. So I kind of can't believe this shade is called Red Velvet because it looks like a really pretty nude on my skin tone. So I really, really appreciate that. So that's kind of everything that's on my face. And now let's go ahead and talk about this palette. I am blown away by the pigmentation in this palette. The metallics have a few different textures. So there's like a foil shadow. There's kind of like a sparkly shadow with very little base. This one's kind of like a satin with a ton of sparkle. So it looks like a beautiful like shimmer effect that's great for your inner corner. And it's great on the lid. I also have it tucked into the brow bone. So it's a really pretty brow bone highlighter in my opinion as well. But oh my gosh, I was so surprised at how pigmented the shade PDX and Zinfandel were in the outer corner. I don't ever usually use a dark matte all over my lid, but that shade PDX went on gorgeously. That shade Hollywood looks so beautiful on top of it for that green effect. So I'm giving like underwater mermaid vibes on this eye, and I feel like this is more like a, I would honestly wear this look to work. I would also wear it to like a cocktail hour. I would wear this to a wedding in the summertime. So yeah, this is like totally, if I was doing a neutral eye look, this is how I would do it. But I think this palette really packs a lot of punch. I am so interested to play with this some more and see what I think about it. It kind of reminds me of the Glaminatrix, it was their holiday palette. It was called, I'm totally blanking. I don't love to compare palettes, especially like collaborations, because I know so much blood, sweat, and tears goes into collaborations. So I want people to have their full moment. I want the brand to have their full moment. I want the creator to have their full moment. So I don't want to like compare the two, because obviously the Glaminatrix palette is from a very small indie brand, but I think they did a really cool job with this palette, and I love this size. So I'll be very interested to know if Sigma is permanently changing their palette size to this, because it's very, very nice and compact, and again, very sleek. So look at that. Look at that rainbow. I love it. Hopefully that whole first impression wasn't too scatterbrained. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment, because it makes my videos look fabulous in the YouTube algorithm, or at least that's what I've heard. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever. It still helps me either which way. And thank you guys so much for watching. I have another video that's pre-filmed that I would love to post as soon as I get that edited, but I wanted to get this one done for you guys. And I also have the Juvia's Place Culture palette that arrived today as well. So let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on the Culture palette. And then I just ordered the Cosmos palette from ABH as well. So every time I think my work is done and I'm finally caught up, the answer is absolutely not. There's still more palettes to play with. So very, very excited, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye for now.